Hey, we're back. Quizmaster Jack here. Getting into the last 3 weeks of Buzzword. So now, these are all to try to improve scores. So the overall rankings take into account your best 5 scores. So I got 5 in the bag right now, and now we'll hope to get over some higher points. I think my lowest might have been the 625 last week, despite my good placing. Seemed like it was a difficult week for people between the Silk Sonic and the Dick Gregory question. I think a lot of people didn't get those. So we'll play the game, try to get a higher score. Shoot for 700. Getting to 700 is where I would like to be. But you can't get to 700 unless you start at 1. So here we go.
This actor stars as the comedian Henry McHenry in a musical written by Sparks and directed by Leos Carax, titled Annette. He plays Charlie, who punches a wall while arguing with his wife Nicole in...
That's Adam Driver. A very memeable scene in, what is that, A Marriage Story? Man, I don't know if I would remember that movie. I didn't see it, but I don't know if I would even remember it existing if that meme didn't become a thing. It's funny how those Oscar baiting movies just kind of show up and then go away. Adam Douglas Driver. You get in here right now and fix that wall.
A finalist on this show's 12th season, Melissa King, won its All-Stars LA season in 2020. The judges on this show are Gail Simmons and Tom Colicchio.
That's Top Chef. They said Tom Colicchio, so it's not the dessert version. They did say Tom Colicchio. It was a very famous part of that show. Yeah, I used to watch back when I had... I'm not trying to brag here. It's just not worth it anymore. Back when I had cable, I would actually DVR that show and watch it. Back when people DVR'd things. Do people still DVR things? I don't even know. It's just everything's on demand for the most part now.
In the Secret Empire storyline, part of this city is trapped in the Dark Force dimension. Many gangs in this city are controlled by Wilson Fisk, the king.
It's just New York. This is New York City in the Marvel Universe. I was holding out just in case it was something else. But it's not really cities. Because the thing about the Marvel is they don't have fake cities. Like, they don't have a Metropolis or a Gotham. They just have, like, the actual cities. And I don't think a lot happens in Marvel Comics outside of New York City. It's a pretty important location. So it had to be. I mean, there's a... If I was feeling especially bold, like, it's probably an okay time to go in just off of, like, okay, Secret Empire, so you know it's Marvel. And then they mentioned a city. And what other city is it going to be? Alright, so I got 16.
The protagonist of this film fortuitously gets his shoelace stuck, allowing him to win a game of chicken with tractors. John Lithgow plays a strict reverend who is...
This is... Flashdance? Footloose! Oh, that was so bad. Oh, that was so bad. Oh, I knew it was Footloose with Kevin Bacon. But I just didn't have the name. So I put another movie that started with F and ended with E. That was about dancing. That's bad. That's a bad one. I don't deserve a good score.
An infant of this species was rescued from SR-388 before being kidnapped from the Ceres colony. The
What?
Chozo created these creatures.
That was a strong. That was a huge swing there, going from I have no idea what you're talking about to oh, you said Chozo. uh, Footloose. Oh, that's such an easy one too. I just didn't put the name of the movie. But got a solid video game question there. Off second clue video game question.
In her debut, this actor played Juliet, who fantasizes about the fourth world with a friend played by Melanie Linsky. This star of Heavenly Creatures played Clementine, who erases her memories of Joel in Eternal Sunshine of...
Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet? Yeah. Kate Elizabeth Winslet. Oh, yeah, I've definitely heard about Heavenly Creatures, but hasn't come up. But you talk the most famous Clementine in movies. The most famous movie character named Clementine got to be from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind to be Kate Winslet. And the most famous Clementine in video games is the one from The Walking Dead. Maybe I have a secret theme here. Maybe there's a Walking Dead video game question right after this.
One character played by this actor puts money in an empty sugar jar after shooting Tango and manages the sale of blue magic heroin. This actor also played the corrupt cop Alonzo Harris, who evaluated...
That's Denzel Washington. We talk about training day. They'll give me that one. Yeah, Alonzo Harris from Training Day. Who, if he is to believed, King Kong ain't got nothing on him. What was that first? Was that first clue from Devil with the Blue Dress? Oh yeah, because they call him Sugar in that. Like his character's name's Sugar. I think that was from Devil in the Blue Dress.
A 1996 concert version of this musical starred Grace Jones as Eveline. This musical's song, Everybody Rejoice, A Brand New Day, was written by Luther Vandross. Funky Monkeys abduct a girl who sings Ease on Down the Road in...
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Luther Vandross did. Did he write all of The Wiz? Or was it a collaborative effort? And he just wrote one of the songs. But yeah, they said Ease on Down the Road. So it's got to be The Wiz.
After a man in this film punches out Deputy Harvey Pell, he attempts to right his will. This film's theme song repeats the lyric, "Do not forsake me, oh my darling." For 10 points, in what western does Gary Cooper play a newlywed marshal concerned about a criminal's arrival at 12 o'clock?
Okay. I think there was a secret theme because they were talking about "Oh My Darling Clementine" there for a little bit. The secret theme. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the I guess I haven't watched that many westerns. I'm more familiar with the Man with No Name trilogy than that. But I'm glad I waited because at some point I had Shane and the Man Who Shot Liberty Vance like going through my head, where that was just best to sit back and let them give me the high noon giveaway.
This series includes rhythm spin-offs subtitled Dancing in Moonlight and Dancing in Stars.
Persona. Yeah, give me that Persona. Oh, I love the Persona series. I played through 4 and 5. I've played through 5 twice because I played it again when Royal came out. They're good games. Can't wait for Persona 6 in 2029. Play it on my PS6. Yeah. Pretty good game series. Really good music too, and that's why they did all the dancing stuff. I probably won't get a best buzz on that because I waited for the second one. That's a shame. I'm a big Persona fan. It would have been cool to get a best buzz there.
A 2009 album with this title produced the singles Vanilla Twilight and Fireflies and is by Owl City. A 2016 song with this name notes I've never fallen from quite this high into the title features. For 10 points, what two-word phrase names the first Billboard chart hit by Billie Eilish?
The title feature. If this is Bad Guy, I'm gonna be like messed up. But Ocean Eyes. Okay. Yep. Sure. I don't. Just got nothing. Got nothing there. You give me Owl City and Billie Eilish clues, and it's not Bad Guy. I'm not gonna get that. Call me the bad guy, but I'm just not gonna get those.
In this show's second season, white supremacists employed by the Beck brothers abduct Tate. The reservation leader Thomas Rainwater clashes with John Dutton, a Montana rancher played by Kevin Costner, on
This is Yellowstone, I think. Yeah, I have no knowledge there other than reservation and Kevin Costner and a TV show. So yeah, just following that classic buzzword clue progression of obscure thing that you probably only know if you watch the show, and then accessible thing if you don't watch the show in the middle.
This film's second sequel is subtitled A Light in Darkness. Josh Wheaton is the protagonist of this PureFlix release, in which Kevin Sorbo plays an atheist philosophy professor. For 10 points.
God Isn't Dead? Oh. You know what? I'm okay not knowing the actual title of that. Ugh. There's some hard misses here.
Spin-offs of this game series include the card-based RPG series Acid.
And give me that at least. Ugh. Oh, that's some rough going here. This is some tough sledding.
In October 2010, this TV show premiered in the time slot formerly held by the soap opera As the World Turns. An argument about whether Piers Morgan is racist led to Sharon Osbourne.
Oh, The Talk. They said Sharon Osbourne. Ugh.
This animal's meat is combined with a wine or brandy and mustard sauce, stuffed back into its shell, and broiled with cheese in a preparation known as thermidor.
That's lobster. Snoop Dogg has a lobster thermidor recipe. Lobster thermidor.
A song by this band tells the title woman, "You've been on my mind, girl, since the flood." The singer took a bus to Chinatown in a 2020.
That's Lumineers. Because they're talking about Ho Hey. That last part there. Took a bus to Chinatown. I'll be standing on Canal and Bowery. You should be standing next to me. That's a song I have on my shower mix. The songs I listen to in the shower.
A 2020 Quibi show with this title starred Boyd Holbrook as an accused bomber. The real-life physician Sam Shepard inspired a 1960s show with this name.
It's The Fugitive. It's got to be The Fugitive. Quibi remade The Fugitive? I mean, how do you... I saw the spin-off U.S. Marshals with what they got Tommy Lee Jones back for that, yeah, and Robert Downey Jr. before his Tony Stark comeback. We had like a pseudo comeback at that point.
The original version of this game was designed for free by intern Wes Cherry. Susan Kerr's art for this game included a conical seashell, a red robot, and a silhouetted castle. Victory causes objects to cascade across the screen in, for 10 points, what Windows single-player card game?
Okay. They're going to classify that as a video game question, but I don't think they should. Because that's just like a pop culture generic thing. That's a Microsoft commercial right there is what that is. Oh well. Didn't drop that one at least.
This director befriended Satyajit Ray while in India making the film The River. Schumacher leads a rabbit hunt in a 1939 film by this director satirizing the French upper class. For 10 points, the rules of the game is by what director whose father Pierre Auguste was a painter.
Yeah, it's Renoir. Jacques Renoir. Or Jean Renoir, sorry. Jean Renoir. Yeah, that's the art movie knowledge there. I got more points on this question than I did on the Footloose one.
After September 11th, this band added the song When It Started to an album in place of their song New York City Cops. A 2001 song by this group describes a woman saying, "Oh baby, I feel so down." For 10 points, Julian Casablancas leads what band?
No, that's the... No, it's not the Kinks. It's the... Oh, crap. It starts with a C. No, it's not. The Strokes! The Strokes. Ugh. Because there was a Clash question. Oh, yeah, it's the Strokes. That's pop music I could get, too, and I just completely blanking on what the actual name of the group is.
The launch of this product spurred a class action suit by Seattle resident Gay Mullins. This product was inspired by a photo of William Allen White and thus was named Project Kansas. For 10 points, what soda's 1985 launch prompted the reintroduction of a classic drink 3 months later?
Oh, okay. New Coke? Wow. That is you gotta go deep on that New Coke knowledge for that one. Man, last week I was talking about questions not being in my wheelhouse, and here we are this week.
A 2018 game in this series was denounced by Cree Nation for its portrayal of Chief Poundmaker in the Rise and Fall expansion. In this Firaxis series, players can win diplomatic, cultural, or...
It's gotta be just Civilization. They said Firaxis, right? Yeah, played me a lot of Civ 2. A little bit of each one after that. Except I don't think I actually got into Civ 6. But man, I played a lot of Civ 2. And Civ 3. Even Alpha Centauri.
A Specialty Records hit for this man was written at a fast tempo to thwart Pat Boone from covering it. A 1955 song by this man introduced a boogie-woogie-inspired beat and begins with him shouting a wop-bop-a-loo-mop.
That's Tutti Frutti, So Little Richard? Yeah. So originally, I'm trying to remember, I think so originally, like, Tutti Frutti was about that booty. And they had to, or it's like Tutti Frutti. Yeah, so it was Tutti Frutti, Good Booty. But for the popular release, they changed it to Tutti Frutti, All Rudy. Instead of, because booty was too scandalous a term at that point. Alright, multiple words.
A film about this sport featured William H. Macy as commentator TikTok McLaughlin. In a 1979 film, a boy who was stranded on a desert island competes in this sport with the Black. For 10 points, the defeat of War Admiral in what sport is depicted?
Weird. So, you trained on an island for horse racing? I'm just out of it on all these questions right now. All right. Let's see. That might have been one of the worst string of 25 questions I've ever, for me. Like, the questions were fine. They were fine things to ask about. But that might have been the worst string of 25 questions I've had in one of these pop culture buzzword things. It's just hurting my soul. All right. Let's have a strong last half and hopefully do all right.
This show's first episode ends with Mandy stealing a press ID and blowing up a plane. The California primary is central to the first season of this show, which starred double agent Nina Myers and politician David Palmer.
Okay, so that's 24. I have nothing to say about 24. Never watched a single episode. Just not in it. Not super into it for me. I did watch the John Boy's pretty good thing about 24 and how it's just like everybody's just miserable in that show. There's no happiness for anybody. Like how there was one character who was, the time they spent alive on screen was like 5 minutes, and the time they spent dead on screen was like 60 minutes. That's how miserable it can be to be a character on that show. All right, 3-word answer.
Pat Quinn and Peter Freitz co-founded this event that was credited with helping identify the role of the NEC1 gene. In 2014, George W. Bush took part in this event and was one of Bill Clinton's 3 nominees. For 10 points, what ALS research fundraiser...
Okay. Wait, they said 3-word answer, and then they put a 4-word... Yeah, I had nothing on that until they mentioned ALS. And then a 3-word thing that has to do with ALS, other than ALS itself, is Ice Bucket Challenge.
At the end of this film, an Interpol agent and an FBI agent throw a key into the Seine. In this film, a Paris bank vault is emptied out during a Las Vegas show by the 4 Horsemen. For 10 points, name this...
Yeah. What if magicians were bank thieves? Now You See Me. And then the sequel, it was Now You See Me 2, instead of like doing something clever like Now You See Me Again or something like that. That's a weird movie. Because the way it plays out is like they're supposed to be, like stage magicians, but it only plays out if they're like using actual magic to do this stuff.
This group featured on a song in which they claim to have Ciroc on the Rocks Ice Cold after noting Backwoods Wanna Know If You Can Roll. They collaborated on Lil Bit with Nelly, who also remixed their 2012 hit Cruise. For 10 points, identify this geographically named bro country duo.
Nah, it's not this. It's like something. It's like something line. Yeah, that Florida Georgia line. Yep. I knew it was something with line in it, but I don't pay attention to recent country for a bunch of reasons.
In 1993, this man wrote a series subtitled The High Cost of Living that helped launch the Vertigo line. In 1989, he began writing about one of the Endless, a being known as Morpheus or Dream. For 10 points.
It's Neil Gaiman. The Endless from Sandman. I don't even want to look at my score. That's so bad this week. Ugh, that's so bad. Yeah, I like Neil Gaiman's books. American Gods is real good. Anansi Boys was okay too. See, the last one I read the Graveyard Book pretty recently. And also, was it Erewhon? No. No, Erewhon is somebody else. What's the. He's got another fantasy one that's like a secret city underneath London that somebody happens upon. Yeah, pretty. I like Neil Gaiman stuff a lot, and I read like the first X issues of Sandman.
A bakery briefly employs this character as a cleaner who eats discarded muffin stumps. After he observes a neighbor necking during a screening of the film Schindler's List, he informs Helen and Morty. For 10 points, Wayne Knight...
Okay, it was Newman. I kind of thought... So it was Seinfeld. You know it's Seinfeld off of the muffin stump thing. But then it's just a question of what character. And I forgot that he was the person that made the stumps disappear.
The first record officially released by Def Jam was this artist's single, I Need a Beat. A 1991 song by this artist begins Don't Call It a Comeback, I've Been Here for Years.
It's just LL Cool J, right? Yeah. Ladies love Cool James. James? I think it's James. Either way, the ladies love him. Speaking of Wayne Knight, I decided to watch Space Jam again, the original. And that movie's not good if you are not a kid. It's not a good movie. It's got these weird, like, if you watch it again, it's got these, like, weird reaction shots. Like, there's one of, like, Bugs making bedroom eyes, but it's, like, in the middle of just, like, a basketball montage. And also a weird use of Basketball Jones.
Graham Greene was sued after writing that this actress appealed to clergymen in a review of Wee Willie Winkie. In her film Bright Eyes, this actress sings on the good ship Lollipop.
Oh, okay. Alright, I get where you're going there, Graham Greene. Yeah, Shirley Temple. Who became Shirley Temple Black and was the ambassador to Ghana for a while? The U.S. ambassador to Ghana?
An injury to this man delayed NBC's release of a DreamWorks animated sitcom starring John Goodman. On this man's 59th birthday in 2003, he was injured by Montecore at the MGM Mirage.
What? For
10 points, what German-born Las Vegas entertainer handled tigers with Siegfried Fischbach?
Fine. Oh yeah, because there was an animated sitcom where it was the lions. It was like a domestic comedy, but it was the lions of Siegfried and Roy. So you had to realize that, and then you had to remember which one of them got mauled by a lion. until you wait till the point where they say one of the names.
A character on this show named Logan holds up a bank to retrieve a compass engraved with a peacock. Compulsions known as callings are experienced by Ben Stone, an 828er who was long presumed dead.
Wait, this is just Lost. They said Ben Stone, right? This is just Lost. Alright, never mind. I may have got that one when it got to the end, but take your pick about like mysterious things happening to people on a plane. It's one of those.
This artist and Maud's son directed a film in which Lil Huddy's character cuts off his ear at graduation. Concert for Aliens and the Black Bear collaboration My Ex's Best Friend appear on his post-punk album Tickets to My Downfall. For 10 points, Camila Cabello and what rapper sang Bad Things?
I only recognize like 4 of the words in that. I don't think there's been a Wiz Khalifa thing. Sure. Machine Gun Kelly. I recognize Camilo Cabello and no other proper nouns in that whole thing.
In a 2019 ad campaign in Brazil, this company used augmented reality to virtually set fire to ads for other products. This company has been advertised by the subservient chicken and a man with an oversized grinning mask and a crown. For 10 points, name this chain that...
Oh, okay. All right. The early buzz on Brazilian ad campaigns for Burger King, I guess. Yeah, but nothing until they started talking about the king himself. Yeah, protagonist of a video game, of multiple video games you could only buy at Burger King. Sneak King, and then there was like a Burger King bumper car one, and also like a BMX racing one, all starring the King. Sneak King because what was fun because it was a stealth game based on the commercials where he just like showed up next to people holding a sausage and egg croissant after they woke up and said, "Here." Well, he didn't say anything because King don't talk. King don't need to talk.
A musical titled For This Man uses the Hunters of Kentucky for its curtain call. A soloist sings Good Night, and describes 10 little Indians in a musical that reimagines this man as an emo rock star. For 10 points, a 2010 musical is titled For What Bloody...
Yeah, it's Andrew Jackson. Bloody Jackson? Yeah. Yeah, I watched a YouTube video about that, but didn't have not seen the musical Bloody Andrew Jackson.
In this show's first episode, bullies pour Pepto-Bismol on an asthmatic teenager named Miguel Diaz. This show that debuted on YouTube Red was based on a 1984 film. William Zabka and...
Oh, it's Cobra Kai. That's the show. Yeah. People keep telling me to watch it, but I haven't watched it. Take a peek here. Yep, that score's real bad.
A song from this album describes a man with his gun, with his head held high, who told the speaker not to cry. Daddy Lessons appears on this album, whose tracks such as Don't Hurt Yourself and Sorry explore the infidelity of Jay-Z.
Okay. Lemonade. I guess I could probably name a couple of Beyonce albums. There's Lemonade, and then it's like Introducing Sasha Fierce. That's one of them. And I think Crazy in Love is actually the name of an album.
In a book from this country, a UN wall-facer describes civilizations as armed hunters in a universal dark forest. A trilogy from this country named Remembrance of Earth's Past depicts a war with Trisolaris. For 10 points, name this home country of the Three Body Problem author.
That's China. Yeah. Yep, just nothing for me there until they said the Three Body Problem, and then I know that's a Chinese novel.
At the end of this film, its protagonist directly tells the audience, "You chose me, and I..."
This Vice. Remember that? Yeah, they didn't need. I like. I thought Vice was a pretty good movie, but I didn't need that thing at the end. Because let me tell you, at no point did I choose Dick Cheney.
In 2012, this comic briefly ended by showing Zeke getting citizenship and the aftermath of a time machine explosion. Lila cries in a hospital bed in a 2008 strip in this comic titled Loss. For 10 points, what webcomic starring video game fan Ethan is named...
Really? They they have a Control Alt Delete question. Wow, that's some deep. I hope they gave me that one. They got like, come on. I'm demonstrating knowledge there at least. Yeah, I read that for a while, and that's a deep strip they were talking about there because they had a miscarriage, or the main characters had a miscarriage. But there's also kind of not a lot to like about Control Alt Delete once you get past a certain age.
One member of this family, Yolanda, joined The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills in its third season. Since 2015, Zayn Malik's girlfriend has been a member of this family who frequently appears on the cover of Vogue. For 10 points, name this family that includes the models Bella and Gigi.
Yeah, okay.
In the title of a concept album, this character is pitted against The Money Go Round and Power Man. This character with a dark brown voice tells the singer, "Dear boy, I'm gonna make you a man." For 10 points, name this character who walked like a woman but talked like a man.
That's Lola. We had a question about that where, so when they originally recorded the song, they said uh, the champagne tastes like Coca-Cola, but because of that they couldn't release the song in the UK because the UK has very strong product placement laws. So they had to re-record the song with Cherry Cola, or re-record the line at least as Cherry Cola.
The protagonist of this film shows off new scuba gear on his birthday before going to the bottom of a pool. At a party in this film, Mr. McGuire gives Ben one word of advice: plastics.
Probably could have buzzed in earlier, but then I didn't get to say the cool thing where I said the part of the question. That's cool, right? That's cool. It's at least a little bit cool.
This character ponders the meaning of the statement, "I see you," in a eulogy for his mother Beatrice, before realizing that he is speaking to a room full of geckos, in the episode Free Churro.
What?
This former sitcom star is voiced by Will Arnett. For 10 points, name this anthropomorphic equine.
Oh, okay. Oy. That's that was a really short question. This is basically that whole first clue took up like 2/3 of it, and then they said Will Arnett, and then they said equine person. Not a lot of traction there. All right, 3 more questions. Impossible to get a good score. Let's see if we can get some strong buzzes.
A house named after this color is where the album The Basement Tapes was recorded. Nick Drake's final album is titled for a moon of this color. The 2020 single Say So is from a Doja Cat album titled for this color. For 10 points, several Nicki Minaj albums are titled for what color?
Sure. I got nothing. I had nothing there. Nothing there. Just had to throw out a color.
In 1759, this company leased a building for £45.
There I can get a strong buzz, because it was about booze. Guinness. Yeah, they got like a 1,000-year lease that they still have and are paying off. It's a pretty famous thing about Guinness. We'll see if we can get best buzz on that.
In 2003, this TV channel aired the drama series Playmakers. The book Those Guys Have All the Fun recounts the history of this channel, which airs the morning show Get Up and the news show Outside the Lines.
Okay. It's ESPN. Yeah, Outside the Lines is ESPN. Yeah. All right, that was week 6. I got pummeled in this one. But you know, you gotta take your lumps sometimes, and I think outside of the Footloose one, there was a clear. Okay, Footloose and the Strokes were pretty bad. Everything else is just kind of like I like. It was just there's just nothing there for me. Like I'm not gonna pick up a question about Manifest right away. And sure, like I didn't get the exact title of God's Not Dead. Um, but yeah, nothing for me this week. Just a bad run. Hopefully, maybe we get some best buzzes out of there. I guess we'll see. All right, bye.